Hello, Jason and everyone. Today I'm going to talk about my degree I just got and that my guest here, Molly, just got. So we just
Oh, wrong
completed
hand.
our MLIS, which is a Master's in Library and Information Science, which can be fairly misleading. Most people don't know what it is. So we're going to give some examples and then we'll show you actually a project we recently did about making a museum expedition. Expedition? Exhibition, not
Exhibition.
expedition. Okay, so Molly. How did you feel about your time in this program?
Okay, so I guess I'll verify with I do have an MLIS, but my focus was in archive studies and records management, which most people don't consider when they think about an MLIS. I usually get oh, so you're going to become a librarian. I have no skill that will qualify me as librarian at this point.
Me neither, really. I cannot work in the library right now.
I think our degree is kind of one of those things you get a really good background on and stuff, and then we're gonna get more training, I guess, when we start jobs. Not like we basically learned the theory at this point.
Yeah, we don't have too much hands-on, which is kind of what a lot of people were hoping for from this program. Instead, it's like, what's some of the high thoughts and ideas about making big decisions about library closures and collections development? And then we're not really sure how to put these into actual play yet, because it's not like we're going to be
No.
directors of library as soon as we go out there.
Yeah, we learned a lot more about I find management than actual skills. In archives, it wasn't as bad because you do have to have your basic understanding of stuff. But again, we weren't given the opportunity to really put that into practice. So you kind of have to think about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's very much a degree that you need to try to tailor for something that you want. So if you can go in and be like, I would love to be a children's librarian, then that's perfect. You can like try to pick up those skills, make the project fit to that. But otherwise, you're a little lost in all of the information they're trying to throw at you.
And especially when it comes to electives, you're like, well, I think I want a good balance of things. So you really have to like look at your where you think you might be going with things and try and tailor yourself to have a good skill set in the
Hmm.
end.
So now we're going to give you a brief tour of a project we actually worked on together in our museology class, which was learning how to set up an exhibit to show off objects. So we kind of had to like catalog them and make them seem like they fit together. So our project's theme was cryptozoology. We started off by taking out some books and having them on display so that people could get an idea of the history behind cryptozoology. Next, we had a few more tactile objects. This was a giant Bigfoot mold that I made next to a fake one that people could put their foot in to compare sizes. Then a friend of ours who was also in our group had this jackalope figurine, which works as a perfect example of kind of representation of cryptid animals still in media and in culture around us.
So here's an example of crypto media, which is tabloid covers. And then we moved on to our create your own cryptid game, which was interactive and you could create your own myth basically. We ended off our exhibit with another game, which was Myth Turned Real, which displayed cryptids, which are mythical creatures, that actually ended up being real. Okay, so that was our project. I think it was a pretty good example of one of what we did in school.
Which
So,
can be a little silly at times.
yeah. So I just want to thank Kylie for having me here today.
I want to thank Molly for joining me in this video.
This was super fun.
And Jason, I will see you next Tuesday.